Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Mile High Game Guys Board Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, Adrian.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Jeff.
And we're back in studio.
You're actually here.
And I'm actually present.
We're not just piping you in with an old introduction.
Or are we? Maybe I decided to do longer this time.
Our deep
Adrian
fake is getting better.
What is today's date, Adrian?
I don't know.
Okay. That's how you know it's real.
Indeed.
See, the AI would have known what day it was.
It is
Adrian does not.
It is April 18th. It's just how long I've been away from doing this.
Yeah.
I've been traveling a lot and working a lot of hours. So it's nice to be home for a week. Although, catch-22, right? So it's nice to be back in the studio. It's nice to be back on the show. It's nice to be doing all that. But also, there's a reasonable chance that I'm only back for this week before I travel for 2 more weeks. Which means I really just want to be downstairs on my VR set, cramming in a week's worth of gaming on my new index.
When I went to go to the bathroom, I did not expect someone to be playing VR.
Yeah, Megan's playing Elven Archer with her sister right now.
Yeah.
The two of them
Nice.
have had some serious bonding over Elven Archer lately.
Yeah.
on the VR set. I'm definitely going to be buying a second VR set. Like, Megan and I want to play VR together, and we both want to play VR, like, solo games at the same time. So there's no way we don't end up with a second VR set.
Just dump another $1,000. Get a second index. What could go wrong?
Yeah. Or $300
Well, I wouldn't
for
need to drop a full $1,000. I'd only need another headset, and then we could play in the same space, and I could track both headsets. But I think that only works if we play, like, a cooperative game. I don't know.
Well, and you'd need more controllers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't need more base stations.
No, but more base stations equals more fidelity. But each of those base stations is also $250. So,
Yep.
yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna do the podcast thing, and then depending on what time we finish, maybe I'll go play VR some more. We'll see.
Based on this rate, that's not going to happen.
No, not at all.
You know, who can say? All right. So let's talk about board games for a little bit on this board gaming podcast. That's probably going to be super short because I don't have hardly any to talk about. I assume you guys might have some more from game night and maybe other ancillary gaming. I guess we'll start with you, Zach, and then I think Jeff and I played mostly the same games together, so we'll kind of I'll kind of go.
Mine are pretty short. First one was Cribbage, which just standard two-player game of cribbage. It ended very anticlimactically because Paul needed 15 points and I needed like 20 points or something like that, and then he went first and he just, because he was going to score first, and he just threw down that he had a quadruple run with 6 5s and 4s, and I'm like, oh, that's 24 points, great. All right, no reason to even continue playing.
I did see that happen,
Yeah.
and I did not realize what exactly was happening, but I assumed it was there was nothing you could do.
Yeah, pretty much.
I also played some cribbage with Paul and had a similar moment, but it was me being like, I have enough points to win, so let's not even bother.
And so the second game I played was with Jeff, and it was another game of Letter Jam. We had 5 people this time. I'll tell you, this is not a game to play on a long, narrow bench and table, because there was a lot of Shion was in between Jeff and I, and her so that she couldn't see her card. It was faced directly, away from her, and so we had to tilt it. So I had to tilt it so I could see it, and then Jeff would have to tilt it so that he could actually see it.
Oh yeah, I could see that. You really need like a circular ideal.
Yes. That one went all right. We did better than I played last time, but not as nearly as bad as you and Paul did with your 13 or whatever it was.
I think it was 12.
Below the first level of scoring is all I remember.
We did not actually technically score anything in that game.
Jeff, did you get your word in that?
No. I got 2 letters of my 5 because there was I got multiple clues in a row that could be a B or a T, and I just went with one of them, and that was the wrong one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was nowhere close to knowing what the fuck my letters and or words were.
Did you only get 2 letters correct out of all your 5?
Correct.
So you were just nowhere even fucking close on the word even.
No.
My word was moose that I was able to get, but I did not display it correctly because for whatever stupid reason, I wrote my numbers basically going from left to right, but I was using or the word letters from left to right, but I was using them from right to left.
Oh my god!
So this one, the rightmost one was my number 1, and then 2, 3, and then I realized that, and I was like trying to keep it in my head, and then right when I was trying to rearrange my letters, I got distracted by something, and then I was like, oh fuck, and then I accidentally switched 4 and 5 on it.
It's too bad you didn't switch 2 and 3 because then it wouldn't have mattered.
I know exactly.
Would've
Yeah,
been great.
No, it was moose, but like, I mean, moose. I guess is technically a word. So, is moose something moose, and it's with an e, right?
No,
Is
I'm fairly certain
no.
that something.
I'm gonna say it is, but
something
it's fine.
mooing, like that cow.
It's not mooing.
moos.
M
Then
O
it
O S.
yeah.
It's a 4-letter word. There's moose, but that's got a U in it. Pretty sure.
You mean like muse? Like my muse as an artist?
No, like the
Yeah.
dessert moose.
Oh yes, MOUSSE, I believe.
Yeah.
SSE.
No. The word I gave Shion was nanny. So I was just like, "This is you're gonna hate me, but you're gonna know
Get a
exactly what the
lot
word
of
is." Yeah.
Ns.
Did she?
Yeah, she ended up getting the word, but it was very much like I remember there were at least 2 or 3 times that like I would look at it and be like, "Oh, did you switch your letter yet?" And she's just like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Yeah, you did. That's right. My bad." Because
Oh
it
my
just kept being
God.
N. But still enjoyable. So that's fun. We didn't have any crazy long words or anything
No.
super stupid. Boner was a word once.
There you go.
So-
And that's the one that I thought was toner because the previous word could have also been a T or a B. And
Yeah.
I didn't think anyone could pull out boner, but they did.
They
Was
did.
it like Bader and then Boner?
No, it was boner and something else.
I think that's where you really pay attention to what the other people are doing, because I know at the very least, one other person was just like, really? Okay. Like when I gave the clue for beefy when we were playing. It was like,
yes.
what?
The game that you were talking about that with Ball and I where we did so bad, I knew we were in trouble when I got really excited because I was like, oh, I can give a 3-letter clue that will use all 3 of your letters. You'll be able to figure it out perfectly. And I gave spy without realizing that it could be like spa or
Yeah.
cry
Yeah.
or spy. Like nobody fucking could figure out hardly what it was. I think every one of them got that letter wrong.
Yep.
Yeah, was not great.
Yeah, but that's all I've been doing.
That's it. Okay. Jeff, did you play anything else at game night you want to talk about?
Yeah, we played the first of many games of We Care, which is the Grizzled re-implementation.
Yeah.
You could call it a COVID re-implementation.
Yeah,
It
it
is-
says on it even like a grizzled game or something
Yeah.
like that, or grizzled engine or something.
It's all about healthcare workers,
Fighting burnout amidst a pandemic.
correct, or amongst disease of some sort. But there is definitely like quarantine and testing, and a pandemic of some sort has happened, and you are fighting against it.
Yeah.
But boy, do you lose against that pandemic a lot.
I've never seen a way to win, which maybe that's a commentary on how the world ended up handling COVID. Like, oh no, we just failed in every aspect of containing things.
So it has very similar mechanics to the Grizzled. There's support tiles that go left and right. There's hard knocks, that is burnout, that give you bad things that happen, like your support tile having to go randomly or discarding. You don't have threats anymore.
So no one could be tyrannical? Or no, I'm thinking
No, that is that. But
Okay.
I have not seen a tyrannical
No.
thing.
Okay.
But there aren't threats anymore. So there's no like 3 of a kind you fail. Every card has beds on them, 1, 2, or 3. If you ever have 8 or more beds, you lose that week, which is that mission equivalent.
Gotcha.
Also on each of the cards is a trap equivalent, which means you toss out another card immediately or nothing, or there's a new mechanic called infection. There's
Exposure.
exposure, yeah.
You are exposed, so then you maybe got infected.
Yeah, so there's another deck that has quarantines, symptoms, and then like nothing.
Yeah.
The green cards. Basically, and then like the middling cards, like symptoms, will make you choose a support tile and discard it, or sometimes, so you can get up to 5 of them. One of them will make it so just like discard the rest of your infection deck face down and just like get rid of it all.
Yeah.
And then there's quarantine, which takes you out of the next round completely and reduces the amount of beds you can have by 2 for the next round.
Yeah, and that's really where you get fucked. Like, you'll get 2 people who quarantine on the same round.
So
And
4 of
then
your
4
7.
of your 7 are gone. And, like,
Yep.
Jeff,
And then those 2 people can't play.
yeah, they can't play, so their cards are sitting in their hand and are going to get added on the next phase. And then, like, most of those cards you flip have, like, usually, I'd say, like, there's a good chunk that are, like, 2 to 3 beds. So, like, you could play, like, a 1 bed that has a flip a blind one and just hope that you flip only a 2, but then you've only played 1 card for that round, and you're already at max beds, and you're just
That's
like,
it.
shit out of luck.
There is one good thing on the cards. It's called containment. There's these little green
They look
house
like houses,
circles. You'll get halves of those or like whole ones on like really bad cards. But for every one of a complete one of those you get to take some from your emergency pile, which is the pile you need to deplete to win, and put it back on the morale equivalent deck or the like health emergency deck, I think they call it, when you get to the bottom of it. So we played it at game night. We played it 3, maybe 4 times over the weekend. And Paul was like, I totally want to play that again after the first one. And then was like, this is the worst game of all time. Fuck this game. I hate this game. We should burn this game in a fire. Because at no point were we even remotely close to winning. And we had gone through the rule book multiple times to make sure we're not forgetting something. And it was still like, I think that first game night play was the closest we ever got.
Yeah.
But it was still like, there's no way we're getting close to being able to win. There's no difficulty levels in the game. The only thing you can do is make it harder by taking out the green cards in that infection deck to make it easier to get the worst cards.
Mm-hmm. And get rid of the good cards, like, because the green ones are almost all helpful a little bit.
No, they just do nothing.
Which is helpful.
I thought there were some other green ones that you took out that did something. I don't know. Mike Jones says he won it at 2 pretty handily. So my one thought was like, so we were playing with a little bit, like sometimes in the Grizzled, the best strategy is to just take, like, deal as many cards out as you can, as you think you can maybe deal with. And like, that tends to be a decent strategy in Grizzled. I feel like it's the opposite in this, and I feel like we were playing with that Grizzled strategy. I think in this one, you always want to give out the minimum amount, because you get to play so few cards, and it's so easy to fill the hospital up that you just don't want to take a bunch of cards, because then that's that many more cards you're moving over.
Is there a maximum amount of, like, because the Grizzled was 5. Is it still that?
6.
Okay.
What do you mean?
6 is the max you can move over. So if you have 7 cards collectively between all of you, you only move 6 over.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
Which, like, that's
but
a,
if
like
you
5
have-
would be a great, like, better maximum for this, I think.
There's a new way to lose in this as well. If you have more than 10 cards in your collective hands, you automatically lose.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which I think is another sign that you don't want to max.
Yeah.
And it's only at the end, like during the check thing at the end, if you collectively have 10 card to lose. It's not at any time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I want to give it another shot or two, trying to play, like, deal out as few cards as possible and, like, really take it slow and kind of drag it out and hope and see how that goes, because our other way of playing was not working at all.
Yeah, I think that's the only option left.
Yeah, and if that
'Cause-
doesn't work, then I give up.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to assume it was some commentary, on the state of things and a way to raise money for nursing.
Yeah.
Because they donated a bunch of the money from the sales to Doctors Without Borders.
Yeah.
So I was telling Megan about it. I was like, yeah, I'm playing a game based on the Grizzled about nursing during the pandemic. And I was like, and just like the Grizzled, it does a really good job of making things feel bleak and hopeless. She goes, okay, so it's accurate. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
I will never try to get Megan to play that game. I guarantee that game would probably strike just a little bit too close to home for her.
Mm.
So what else have you played, Jeff?
Nothing else. I don't think we played anything else over the weekend.
I missed out on all the games of Six Nimped.
I didn't, because I didn't want
You-
to join in
Oh, yeah,
playing it
'cause
in
you
any way,
didn't
shape,
miss
or
it.
form.
You didn't miss
Yeah,
it.
nope.
No.
Oh, that reminds me. Then what was the other game that we played that Jeff just will not
Tape
play?
5?
No, because that's just Six Nimped. There was a different game.
Did we have 2 different language versions of that?
Yes.
Oh, was it? It was Stickum.
No,
Stitch 'em?
it was Crew Submarines.
Oh, yes. The Crew Deep Sea.
Yeah, so we played Crew Deep Sea, a few hands of it. I really like it. I like the more specific goals, although sometimes people can mess those up and take goals that are damn near impossible to complete together. But we did pretty good. We taught Ant's friend, Mr. Pickles, who flew in from Georgia.
Is it Mr. Pickles?
I don't know.
Okay.
His name on Twitch here is Mr. Pickles.
Okay.
So, Pickles. We taught him because he likes trick-taking games. He plays a game called Rook, which I guess is the southern version of euchre. Like, they don't play so much the same, but just like how everybody in the Midwest like has euchre as like kind of a vague, like, oh yeah, I think I played that with my family. Like, I guess in the South,
Except my
Rook
family, because we
is
didn't
one
play
of them.
games.
Yeah, well, don't know what to tell you there, Jeff.
Yeah.
And I grew up in the South. I didn't play that, but I did play euchre. So
I don't know. Anyway, so he likes trick-taking games, so Ant wanted to teach him.
I know you haven't heard it because it's not technically out yet, but there was a trick-taking game last week that Jeff and I talked about that I'm going to pick up because it seems interesting.
Sure.
It's called Cat in a Box, I think it was, but it's
Schrodinger's trick-taking.
yeah.
Okay.
So you basically you have a bunch of cards in your hand that are numbered. They're cats that are numbered like 1 to 9 or whatever. They don't have a suit in your hand. They only have a suit when you play it.
How do you know what the suit
because
is when you
there's a
play it?
tracking sheet that like once you play it, you claim a suit that you're claiming a suit of whatever that one is. And so you're trying to win a certain amount of tricks but like if I'm holding on to a 9 and then you play your 9 and it's like it's the blue one and it's for whatever reason like I wanted it or whatever, then it's like that is now the blue 9, so you couldn't play it anymore like that. So it seems that like
Okay.
it is a cool enough gimmick to it that I'm like, oh, I'll buy it and try it out.
Sure. I'm interested.
Yeah.
So yeah, Crew Deep Sea was good. I enjoyed that. And would continue to like to play that. I like Crew. I want to get a copy. It sucks. Like
Definitely get the water one over.
Yeah, Deep Sea's better.
Yeah.
It sucks. Deep Sea adds a 2-player variant where you like you and the other player share play.
I liked it
a
when
side
I
hand,
played
which
it.
you said worked okay, but like I really want to play through the like kind of campaign of it, but I don't really want to do it like 2 players. So
Yeah.
I don't know how well that would work overall.
Gotcha.
I played some cribbage with Paul. The first game of cribbage we played, so we went out like everybody else was dragging ass Sunday. We'll talk about the bachelor weekend because there are stories. Nothing super dramatic. But Paul and I went out for coffee. And we're just playing some cribbage. The first game of cribbage we played, I barely didn't get double skunked. I got very skunked. I think I had at best 10 was my highest point total that I've ever had. And Paul was like, on this last end, he's like, all right, well, you score first. So as long as you score 15 points, you won't get skunked. And I was like, yeah, that should be super easy in a game where I've not scored more than 10 all game. That'll be fine. I scored like 4. So I got skunked. Then we played later, and then the second game was the one where like I beat him pretty good. And it was the point where he was like, well, if you have he's like, I don't have enough points to win here. Or like, he was past skunk, but he didn't have enough to win. He's like, if you have enough points to win, let's just call it. And just say, I don't care about the 2 or 3 points I can get from pegging. So, but that's all I played. I was trying to think if I'd really played anything else. I got Cascadia. So like I was supposed to play that with Megan, and then we didn't because we didn't really end up having time. We took a bunch of games to our anniversary weekend, the last weekend, like a little over a week ago. Didn't play anything there. Didn't end up playing anything there.
Like most of the games people brought this last weekend.
Yeah. So, yeah, haven't got a lot of gaming in with all the travel and everything. At one point, I was going to try to meet up with Nick. His family and him were in Chicago, and we were going to try to vaguely meet up and check out Snakes and Lattes. Except they're only open on like Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays. And I flew in late on a Sunday and then flew out early on a Friday that week. So it was
Gotcha.
like, well, they're not open. And also I'm an hour away in fucking Wisconsin because that's where the Chicago plant is.
Mm-hmm. Near Milwaukee.
Yeah. It's about halfway between Chicago and Milwaukee, which is the point. It's supposed to serve both cities.
I see.
But yeah, so that's it for board games, I think then.
I think so.
Yeah. Moving into banter. I'm going to start with video games because I have played a bunch of video games and I'm excited to talk about. So I got a PS5 and an Index since the last time I was on the show. Zach hooked me up on the PS5. I had heard that Sony was doing like a direct through them. You just needed to have your PlayStation account and like you could potentially get put in a queue. And so I asked Zach to, like, hey, could you try also just in case? He got slightly faster time than me, not much, but the big key was my time was starting to interfere with the time of a movie I was going to go see with Megan. I don't remember what movie we went and saw. I remember I don't remember what movie we saw.
The Lost City.
Yes, I was right. I did remember liking whatever movie we went and saw. So basically, like right as we pulled into the parking lot at Alamo, Zach was like, "Okay, I got it."
Yep.
So.
Well, and also worked out well that I had PlayStation Plus, so I got free shipping on it. So that's it. I was like, so it was at least worthwhile. You saved like 15 or 20 bucks, however much it was. So
yeah, so that was great.
And I made like 20 cents off of it. So
yeah, I rounded up to
That's
the nearest whole dollar when I paid him.
MHCC Paul money right there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
I know. But yeah, so I got a PS5. Zach brought it over, and then when it came in and brought over some of his games. So I've only gotten to play the Spider-Man from the PS4 that's still Peter Parker.
Mm-hmm. But the remastered version for
remastered,
PS5.
yeah. I've been having a bunch of fun with it. Web slinging in that is so much fun, just whipping around the town. I do get my ass kicked by the mooks kind of a lot.
So it plays similarly to Arkham Asylum, like that style, except you can't, for whatever reason, you can't take hits like Bruce Wayne can.
Yeah. Yeah, Spidey gets
because
Spidey gets popped a couple times. He's certain.
So it's all about being super agile and bouncing around and doing shit. So
you do get your Spidey sense that like kind of warns you when like somebody's about to fuck your shit up, but it doesn't always. It sucks when it happens like a third of the way into a combo. And you're like, do I abandon the combo?
Yeah. So, and I will say, you only playing it now. You never got to see his face before the remaster and after the remaster.
Oh, was it rough stuff?
No, it was just.
It's just different. I heard that they made him look a little bit. Well, one, I heard they made him
look better.
They made him look better. Two, I think they made him look a little bit more like his voice actor. And then three, it makes him look a little bit more like Tom Holland. So comparatively,
yeah, his hair is much different. His hair before was like fro-y almost. Yeah, it was weird. He had voluminous hair.
Okay,
yes,
sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've really been really enjoying it.
It's got a real good story too, I think. So.
Yeah. It's good enough that I almost want to go back to it from the VR, but the VR is just such a new mind-blowing experience, which is what I'm going to talk about next because I got the Index. Mostly I've been playing Half-Life Alyx, but even just like putting it on and like for the Index being in like the lobby room is just like super fucking cool, and you can customize it and do all kinds of shit.
So you need to do their like intro thing. What I don't know, but you can download like the lab.
Yeah.
Did you do that?
Yes.
Okay. That's real good.
Well, so like I did a very brief one that was definitely the like
intro, like handshaking thing.
I think so. Yeah. And like blowing up some balloons and smacking them around.
So the lab has a couple things. It's about like going on a mountain, or there's a little archery thing in there, and then
you can go into the Dota 2 secret shop.
Yeah,
that's in there, I think.
Yeah, and then there like you have a catapult thing that's in the world of Portal. So
gotcha.
Yeah, there's a bunch of activities.
Super Hot.
No, I have not yet.
Oh, okay, you got to get that. That's still my like in terms of a VR game. That's still my favorite VR game.
Okay. So far, I am loving Alyx.
Oh yeah, Alyx is great.
Like it's one of those where I'm definitely screwing myself by having it be my first experience because I know a lot of them don't live up to the graphic fidelity of Alyx.
Absolutely not in any way, shape, or form.
So
yeah.
But
at least you somewhat know that, but it's going to be in the back of your mind, even though it's just just how like the placebo effect works. Even when you know it's a placebo effect, it's still there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, man, this could be Half-Life Alyx.
Nothing is.
It's so good though.
There's supposed to be a fan-made like level expansion coming for that. That's
Okay.
just like more stuff.
He said he just got to the part where he got the flashlight, and I was like, what a part to get a flashlight on.
I think that's as far as I ever got in that
Gotcha.
game.
You never met Jeff?
Nope.
Okay. There's a chapter called Jeff. That's probably the best chapter in the game.
Okay. It's really good though.
Yeah.
And then Megan's been loving Elven Archer with her sister. She tried to do No Man's Sky. She said that the jetpack immediately made her almost vomit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yep.
I tried playing, so I played Half-Life for a while, just using the like jump and or shift. Like
Mhm.
those are equally fine for me. I tried playing the move around, and it was just immediately massive vertigo.
Oh, I didn't have a problem with that. It took too long, so that's why I did the jumping, just because it was just like, I want to get there quicker. Thank you.
Yeah.
Pistol whip is a good one for giving you that vertigo.
Yeah, it is.
That's just what you guys said.
Because
that
you're
one
on a
was real bad.
treadmill.
Yeah, you're on a treadmill basically. And I remember when we were when I first played it at your place,
Yeah.
that was the only one that almost made me lose my balance.
It definitely made me lose my
Yeah.
balance.
So
So like, how's it work?
you're basically
You're standing,
yeah.
but stuff is coming at you, and you have to duck and shoot and like duck around.
but you're
Oh,
going
okay.
through a level.
But like the stuff is just coming at you, but you're
Yeah.
but you're basically
Nice.
treadmill.
It's not like Beat Saber where you're standing still and then stuff's coming at you.
You're moving.
You're moving
forward.
through it, so it's coming at you because you're going to it. If that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, that seems like that would
Yeah.
fuck with me.
yeah.
I still can't get over like in Half-Life, you know, and I assume other games too, but Half-Life is the one I'm playing. Like things like there'll be like a concrete like sewer pipe that I can like walk along and then like set my hand on and like lean down to look under
Yeah.
and like see down into, or like I can come over and like peek up over like into a barrel
Exactly.
and like, ooh, there's a clip in there.
Yep.
Like it makes searching for like the extra ammo and resin and stuff just so much fun when you can like get a box and like shake it out.
Exactly.
And, like, oh
Yeah.
man, it's so satisfying, so immersive.
Yes.
So
It's a great game.
that's it for me for video games. I will come back to talk about Bachelor and work stuff, but I'll let you guys talk about whatever.
Jeff?
I got a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People were playing that a little bit towards the end of the Bachelor party.
Yeah.
Maybe at the beginning. I don't know. I wasn't there for it.
For like a hot second. So the Steam Deck has another one of those like the lab things on there where it's like called the desk job,
Yeah.
but it's basically that same where it's just kind of tutorializing you through how to use a Steam Deck.
Sure.
But it's also set in the Portal universe, and it actually moves part of the Portal storyline so it's during the Cave. It takes place during the Cave Johnson era,
Gotcha.
and it has more Cave Johnson in it
Hey, that's
with J.K. Simmons.
Of course.
Yeah. And it actually like
Do you know how much of an outcry it would be if they're like, we got
Yeah,
Cave
yeah.
back, but not JK. He didn't seem up to it for some reason.
Yeah. But I thought it was fun. And it looks great. Mostly played Vampire Survivors on it. I did download Hades. I played I played a smidge of Elden Ring on there. And then just kind of let other people. Oh, and Dead Cells, but mostly just let other people. Oh, and I did build a shitty, terrible factory, heavy air quotes, in Factoria.
Okay.
Because it's not actually Steam Deck verified,
Oh, gotcha.
so you can't really do everything super well. And I was like, I had to like map rotate onto something because normally
Yeah.
it's R, but there's no R on a
Mhm.
controller. So, but it's got those like little paddles on the back.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to get mine.
On my commute into work today, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that you can like put a belt into another belt and it'll put two items on the same belt. And I was like, that's how I can get the fucking coal over there. I don't have to feed an inserter with another inserter. I can just put the coal on the belt that goes to the other inserter. And that's why Ant was giving me shit for it.
Yeah, he
About-
was giving
Rightfully
so much
so,
shit
it sounds like.
about
Yeah.
really bad design.
Yeah, it was. But it was also just kind of fucking around with the Steam Deck and trying to get it to like work.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't figure out how to zoom in and out. Like, so I was really close in.
I'm
while
almost
trying to do
surprised
all
you
that.
couldn't even like just put your finger in.
No,
pull it
because
in.
it's just the mouse. It's just
okay.
thinking you're wanting to mount and click there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm sure there was like a scroll that I could have
Right.
put on something there.
Yeah.
But I made a I heard the beard hair get pulled by the can.
That might have made it into the recording. It was right in front of the mic, too. Yeah. One of my mustache hairs just got caught in the tab of my beer can and almost yanked it right out of my face.
Yep. Yeah. And then
Adrian, did you pre-order one? Steam Deck at all?
Yes, Q3.
Q3. Same for me.
Man, it would have been great to have with all this travel.
Yeah. What's that?
It would have been great to have with all this travel.
Right.
Tom Photos is also
Q3.
I platinumed Horizon Forbidden West when I had COVID because I had nothing else to do.
Still got to finish that.
Like a 93%, I think, overall. I'm glad I don't have to New Game Plus beat the fucking game for the platinum like the first game.
Yeah.
I don't think I platinumed the first game because I didn't do the New Game Plus.
I tried to do it, but then for whatever reason, I was like, this is New Game Plus. I'm going to do it super, like ultra hard or whatever. And then I got into a cauldron and I was like,
I can't.
I'm done with this game.
I don't want to play this.
No, I don't want to do no.
But yeah, I haven't and I've been reading Project Hail Mary a lot.
Yeah, super good.
That's the Anthony Weir, the Martian dude's newish book.
Super recommend it.
Yeah, I read most of that during I didn't even play. I gave my Steam Deck to Tom Photos to play because I was just going to read the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it besides work-related garbage. Like, I was the only one in my department today because everyone's out sick. Thankfully, I already got sick weeks ago, so I don't have to worry about being sick. Yeah,
there you go. Yeah,
you really lucked out there.
Yeah, I really lucked out with that. Working all day by myself instead. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was super.
Unfortunate.
Fortunately, today was actually pretty late because my boss pushed out another truck. So
okay.
Yeah, and then he forgot to schedule 2 other ones. So
great.
Yeah, those will be tomorrow. We're making a lot of beer for Prost, so they have to pick it up within a certain time window. And he was like, "Oh yeah, they need to come pick that up." And I was like, "Yeah, they do, because it's filling up the fucking cooler."
What about you, Zach? You got anything?
No, not to particular. Over this weekend and the last weekend, I was just like at various points, I was like, I'm bored. I'm gonna go drive in the mountains for a while. So I did that.
Okay.
Yeah, on Saturday this time, I went up to Lookout Mountain and Buffalo Bill's grave. I was like, I've never been up there, and it's like 20 minutes away. So
I've been there. It's just like, cool.
Yeah,
it's just like gated.
Yeah, yeah. Because
that was a thing.
Because fucking Colby, I'm assuming Colby, Wyoming is just like waiting with bated breath at any attempt at a chance of stealing fucking Buffalo Bill's body and bringing it back to Wyoming. Because like, I guess he like in his will, because I had nothing to do, so I was like, oh, I'll actually read these things.
Okay.
He had it in his will that his body would be buried there. Like, it seems like it was like a city that was named after him or whatever. Maybe he found it. I'm not sure. But then at some point later, he was like, fuck it. I like that mountain over there instead. I want to be buried there. And so that's where he is. So it was a cool drive there. And then last week, I went up to, what mountain path is it? Flagstaff.
Yes.
In Boulder. I drove up that. And then I was just like, I just chose a point on my map and I was like, I want to go there. And so whatever the closest mountain road is that takes me to there, I'm going to do that. And then immediately got onto a dirt road that I was like, oh, this is not nearly as well prepared as I was expecting. And I was like, I was driving over a reservoir. And so, just sort of just taking me wherever
just driving on the ice.
Driving on the ice. Yeah. But it was nice to go out for a couple hours. So
awesome.
Yep. I need to go up into the mountains to get all my snowboard shit here pretty soon.
Oh, yeah. When's your condo wrap up? End of the month?
End of the month.
Did you ever go?
Nope. Fucked up my Achilles tendon.
How
fucked
it?
up.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I totally forgot you'd fucked up your Achilles.
I was walking this weekend a lot, and it's doing all right, but it's not really great.
That's good.
Yeah.
Bummer. So.
Oh, I'll just say, Our Flag Means Death. I'm almost done with it. Very good show.
I think when we talked at game night, you'd only watched like one.
I'd watched up to like 3.
Okay.
And then I've for whatever reason, I thought that there was only going to be 6 episodes, but I think I heard that when they were just 6 episodes out. So I was just like, oh,
it was
wait.
like 9, right?
It's 10, I think. Yeah. And so I got to the 6th episode and I was just like, man, I feel like they were like more things needed to be resolved. Like that didn't feel like a super satisfying ending for a season. And then I was just
that
like,
that would be weird.
yeah,
you are correct.
I opened it and I was like, oh shit, there's a lot more. Okay.
I watched that while I was sick as well.
I love Taika. He's so
he
great.
comes into it after episode 3, so
Yeah.
it definitely elevates the series significantly.
Yeah.
I need to actually finish that one up because I've been really greatly enjoying it as well. We started C on Apple and have really enjoyed
with
C.
okay.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Yes,
I remember.
I enjoyed both seasons of that.
I remember seeing that, and then the second one had Dave Bautista in
Yes.
it. Okay.
Yeah. So it's interesting.
Who was also good in that.
Yeah.
I haven't.
He's kind of been good in all of the things he's done,
Yeah.
including Stuber.
Yeah.
His peak.
According to Paul. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, so I've been enjoying that. Yeah. So work. I've been traveling a lot. I've been in Dallas for a week, and I was in air quotes Chicago for 2 weeks. I'm not going to go through all the bullshit that
Southeast Wisconsin.
Yeah, that included work. Other than to say, so I went to Hattie B's in Dallas. Rivals Southern in terms of like quality of hot fried chicken.
Well, that one's like from
Nashville. Yeah, they've got 9 locations across the U.S., 4 of which are in Nashville.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the other ones are like the Dallas, Vegas, like a couple other like major cities.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you have a chance, Hattie B's is pretty great. And then in Chicago, I finally got to experience Au Cheval. And it was every bit
Right.
of the hype lived up to.
I don't know if you did this, but the first couple bites of that I had, I remember I just bit and I just like let it just soak in my mouth for like 10 seconds.
I didn't do that with
You and the
burger.
Mormons have something.
Yes. Oh yeah.
in
Soaking
common.
is very.
Oh no. Oh no. I did not do that.
I did not soak.
We did. I'm so brain is locked up now. We did the marrow bones for an appetizer.
Those
And
are-
that was just because
right?
it just like melts in your mouth. It was like,
Those stuff was so good. Yeah.
Marrow?
Marrow.
Yeah.
marrow, same difference.
These can make noises, right?
Yeah. Variety of sounds. The person I was with got like the hash browns, the foie gras. Very French. I never know what letters to actually pronounce.
Fatty goose liver.
Yeah. Hash browns, and they looked fucking amazing too. When I was ordering, I got the burger because, of course, first time you got to get the burger.
Yeah.
Did they have other main dishes?
Not really.
I thought it was like the burger and then some other shit.
And then
Some
there's
other, like,
there's
breakfasty
appetizer things you can get outside of that. But
yeah, you get the fucking burger.
But I was like, and I'll get it with bacon. And the guy was like, "Do you want an egg?" And I was like,
Yes.
And my coworker who I was with was like, "You have to get the egg. That's like the name of the restaurant is the Egg." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then so the server took our order, walked away. Didn't say anything. Great server, by the way. Didn't say anything. And then I sat there for a second and I was like, wait a second. There's no way Au Cheval means the egg. Because that's like oof. Like OEUF, I think, is egg in French. I don't remember. That's like one of my vague memories from French class. And so we looked it up. It means like by horseback.
Huh.
I still don't know how that references like a Chicago diner that serves burgers, but
I don't give a fuck.
so
I'll eat
fucking
whatever
good,
comes
though.
out of there. That's for sure.
Yeah. The bar immediately next door to them, I appreciated that they had a welcome to Chicago drink, or like not really a drink. It was their in their Boilermaker section. That was like
that was your can of Old Style and a shot of Malort.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some
places call it the Chicago Handshake.
That's what it was. Chicago Handshake.
Yeah.
Was
it the place that had the wolf thing on it?
I think so.
That
Yeah.
place sucked. Or I wasn't a big fan of it when we went.
Yeah, I was not a fan of their tap lines while I was there.
I don't. Now I'm confused. I'm not sure I remember because I thought it was fine. The
They
beer
had a
was
lot
fine.
of Three Floyd stuff.
Yeah, the sign outside almost
Yeah,
made it look
yeah,
like it was
yeah.
a Three Floyds place,
Yeah, yeah,
literally next
yeah.
door.
I
No, like it's
I
two
thought
doors
their
down.
tap lines tasted dirty. When I
Yeah,
was there.
well, maybe they've since cleaned them.
Possibly.
They're-
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
If not, they've only gotten worse.
Yeah.
if not, I just have a lead palate.
Cool.
And then we went to a place called the Fox. All while we were waiting for our seat at Au Cheval, we
Yeah.
went to a place called the Fox. That's like within a 10-minute walk because I wanted to be able to get back. That was like a speakeasy type place where you kind of got to like wind your way around in this building, and it's a weird interior.
That seems like a
room.
great place if you need to be somewhere at an appointed, like within a certain amount
I mean,
of time.
once you knew where it was easy to get out. We made it to Au Cheval, no problem, because we got there and like I was checking the list online, like, okay, we're in the like 30 to 45 minute time. We got plenty of time for a beer and to hang out. So we got some nice beers and then sat down and like, I think we'd both gotten like 2 or 3 drinks in, and it was like, your table is ready. And it was like, fuck. Chug these beers,
Yeah.
quick pay the tab, race over to get our food.
Yeah, that's why after we left that wolf place, we went Caddy Corner. to-
Haymarket.
Yeah.
I was not impressed with Haymarket. Their beers were fine, but their
Yeah.
food was pretty meh.
Well, I didn't get food there
Yeah,
because
Yeah, why would I get food there if I'm waiting for Au Cheval?
Well, because it might be like an hour and a half, and maybe you want just
It was,
like,
but
some
I wasn't going
snacks.
to eat
Yeah.
within 90 minutes of going to
Yeah.
goddamn Au Cheval.
No. Yeah.
That's fair. Well, to be fair, the time I had Haymarket, that was the first time we tried to go to Au Cheval, and we like ran out of time. And like we weren't going to wait that long,
I see.
basically.
Oh, okay. Then,
So
yeah,
we
that's fine.
had the appetizer, and it was like, well, we'll like snack a bit because we were starving. We'd flown, went straight there. So we're like, we'll snack a bit, and then we'll wait like 45 minutes. And if we get our table in 45 minutes, we'll go to Au Cheval. Otherwise, we'll go somewhere else. And we ended up going to the Publican, which was also fucking amazing. But Chicago's got really good food. I wish that site wasn't over an hour away from it. Bachelor party was fun. I don't know if there's any stories we really want to tell on the show.
We went to Portland,
We went to Portland for Anthony's bachelor party. It was a bunch of fun.
which isn't really a bachelor party because he's been married for over a year.
But he hasn't had his wedding yet, so
Yep.
depends on what part of the marriage thing is
We
what
just-
triggers the bachelor
We
party.
just did a beer tour around. We went to Cerebral, Wayfinder, Deschutes.
I don't think
Not,
you...
I said Cerebral. It's not Cerebral.
No, Cascade.
Cascade.
Not even close.
Nope.
You don't... I don't think you ever made it to West Coast Grocery.
No.
That was 2 blocks away from the house. It was good. I liked them.
How long were you guys there for?
2 days.
2 days. Okay.
Yeah, they were 2 days. I was like barely a day.
Okay.
Or a little over.
Yeah.
They
Flew in Thursday night, flew out Sunday afternoon.
whereas I flew into Denver from Chicago Thursday night and then turned around and Friday afternoon flew to Portland. It was fun though. I enjoyed it.
Went to a cool barcade.
Nice.
Ground
Yeah.
Control with a K.
Yep.
Played a lot of Killer Queen.
Which I had never played or even heard of, but holy shit is it fun. It's like 5-on-5.
Oh yeah, I played it with him at
Um,
Logan's.
Logan Arcade.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for
That's
the
where I
listeners,
played it before.
For the listeners, it's like 5-on-5 platformer, like kind of like Joust if you've played the old
Very
arcade
jousty.
game Joust.
Yes.
One of the 5 players is the queen. They can fly around and smash things. They have a limited number of lives. You can win by killing the queen, however many lives they have. Like it's 3.
Yes.
There's these little berries laying around. You can run them back to your hive and very
Economic victory.
Yeah, very. What's the phobia of like all the little holes, like trichophobia or whatever?
Yeah.
Very trichtophobic
Uh-huh.
kind of image of like your dude jumping into the hole, like shoving a berry in, and then like crawling out of a different hole.
Yeah.
And then there's slug victory. Which
Snail
Snail.
victory.
Jeff's a big fan of snail victories.
All you gotta do is jump on that snail and
Ride it to a
hold
net.
right. We won a couple snail victories. Felt great.
Won several economic victories,
Several is an understatement.
almost exclusively.
Paul was the queen the whole time.
The 2 times I tried queen, we lost immediately, so Paul would not let me play queen anymore.
Yep. And then anytime Paul lost his queen, it was never his fault. And
No.
every time we won, it was his fault. So
Yeah. So,
It tracks.
the second day we had to like split up. Like Jeff and I occasionally had to go play on the other team just to get people to come play
because
and make
we
it competitive.
because Paul kept destroying them, and then be like, they'd get one game in and be like, "Okay, bye," because we would fucking annihilate them.
Yeah, like not even close.
Yeah.
And it was one of those like people come up who didn't know how to play. They're like, "Oh, what's this?"
And then Paul would like, "Yeah, fucking let's destroy you." Okay. Oh, they quit. Weird.
So Jeff and I started playing on the other teams just to keep
Gotcha.
it vaguely competitive.
Yeah. And then they would still win, but
Yeah.
it was vaguely competitive.
There were a couple times the teams we played on won, which was always super satisfying.
All the beer prices were like
$6 for full pints.
like at most.
Yeah.
They weren't like the $7, $8 to $10 beers that Denver is filled with.
Yeah, it was super reasonable, but gas was well over $5 a gallon.
Well
whereas I
over
just paid
$5
$3.70 today here in
Yeah,
Denver.
yeah.
So,
Well,
You know.
I mean, but you have somebody that pumps it for you. So
oh, do you?
Oregon
you,
is
you
all
literally can. You
yeah,
are.
it's like Jersey.
Oh.
You
Yeah, that's
you can't
different.
pump
That's
your own
different.
gas.
I didn't realize that.
Well, I'd rather pay $3.70.
Oh, so,
than,
yeah.
and,
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Everything was walkable. That was super nice.
Mhm.
Everything was close by. A
Mhm.
lot of walking.
A lot of walking.
A lot.
Which
How
is
many?
good.
How many strip clubs did you see?
I
Zero.
saw several.
That is.
Oh yes. Like how many strip clubs did you see the inside
That-
of?
no, I didn't.
I
No.
saw inside of zero.
No, I just because I know Portland has the most.
It's like
it
per
sure
capita.
does.
so yeah, just in terms of like
the
a building.
beers prices also very cheap inside those strip clubs.
That makes sense.
That's another thing.
Yep.
Yeah, they
Basically, those strip clubs are like tap room, like beer
Yeah.
bars,
Yeah. Right.
because they have like 20 taps of like local craft beers on top of strippers.
Right on top of them.
Yes.
I came back and Megan was like, "So did you go to any strip clubs?" And I was like, "No, I didn't." She's like, "Really? I'd have been okay with it if you did." I was like, "Yeah, if they had went at a more reasonable time when I wasn't just drunk and tired, I might have went." But
They all happened well after midnight.
and I had spent most of the last 2 weeks in Chicago time, so midnight in Portland felt like 2 a.m. for me, and I was
It was the first time I've been on
dying.
Pacific time for
Oh wow.
a long time.
since I was like 19.
Not that long for me.
Yeah.
But no, it was a bunch of fun. The house was weird. The house we stayed in was super fucking weird.
Super old.
Very
Like
old.
1880s
for sure.
or something like that. Huge.
Filled with a bunch of eclectic art. A lot of the furniture I'm pretty sure they got for free at like thrift stores
Yeah,
that were
it was-
throwing out old rickety furniture. They're like, "Oh yeah, we'll take that."
It was a lot of art supply stuff,
Mhm.
like drawing tables.
Were you all in
and-
like one?
One house?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. It had 4 bedrooms. So Anthony and his longtime friend Pickles shared the one king bed. I think I was in a queen. Your bed, Paul's bed, and Thursby's bed did not look quite
Tom
queen
Photos,
size.
not Thursby.
Tom Photos.
I was gonna say. I was like
the other
I-
Tom.
Yeah.
The other T name
Yeah.
that hangs out with that crew a lot.
I haven't seen Thursby in forever.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
you
know
guys
I
stopped
don't
doing
know what
Blood
you're
Bowl.
talking about.
Stop doing Blood Bowl.
We were at Strange last week and he didn't come.
What the hell, Thursby? I don't think he even listens to the show anymore.
There's no way to know.
No
'cause
way
we
to
never
know.
see
No
him
way
anymore.
I know. Anyhow, it was a weird house.
Yeah, it was super weird. But the kitchen was like
Really nice and modern.
extremely new.
Mhm.
That was
But
the
also
one area
was
that-
like stove, like sink, stove, washing machine.
Oh, by
not
the-
dishwasher, washing machine.
By the way, I was investigating. That was a washer dryer combo unit. It could do both.
It could in the one thing.
In the one unit, you could even put it on a wash and dry cycle, so where it would wash your shit and then dry it for you. Which I did not know that was a thing, and now I want so bad because I really hate getting up to change the laundry. I have no problem starting laundry. It's the changing, and if you don't change it, your clothes get all mildewy and smell gross.
So that's in the kitchen.
That's in the kitchen,
That sounds very
right under the coffee bar.
English.
Very
don't-
European.
Yeah.
Yeah, very European because they have those in there.
And then well upstairs there's also a like above below washer dryer
oh, good.
in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine was the turquoise room. Adrian had the gold room.
I had the gold room. There's a
Aunt
ghost
had-
room.
Yeah, Aunt had the red room.
Okay.
Yeah, it was interesting. The gold room that I was in had a sign that was like, this room has the best views in the house, but because like 3 out of the 4 walls are windows, it is also the coldest room in the house.
Yeah.
Don't plug too many space heaters in or you will blow the circuit.
Yeah. The first morning was very Portland-esque, very foggy because it had rained the days previous. I guess it had stormed and hailed really bad right before we got there.
Okay.
There was tree limbs and stuff everywhere, but it was very green. Everything was growing. All the leaves were coming in already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got to brown, Colorado,
Yeah, it came back.
where there's
Yeah.
nothing.
Although my yard is green.
alive.
My yard is green right now. I was shocked when I pulled up today. I was like, holy shit, when did my yard get so green?
Yeah.
I haven't
There's
been
no way
home
to
in
know.
weeks. But yeah.
And then our flight was delayed by like
Oh,
3.5 hours.
Yeah, I didn't realize like Ant had sent me the itinerary, the flights that they had
What'd you
all
fly
booked.
on?
United.
Okay.
And somehow I still managed to book the flight after them. So I booked like the 4 something and they booked the 1. And I was like, well, I'll just go to the airport and I'll just get on standby for your flight. It shouldn't be a problem. And so then their flight got delayed. And I was like, oh, that's perfect because that'll probably mean that at least someone changes flight. So I'll definitely get that standby seat. And then it just kept getting delayed more and more and more until like I did get on it. I got a great seat and didn't have to pay for it.
Uh-huh.
But they ended up leaving. Like the plane lifted off at the time my other flight was actually boarding. So it was like I really didn't get out of there any earlier.
Ant and I apparently got seats next to each other in the same aisle with no one in the middle seat. Tom Photos got a whole aisle just to himself.
Was he like right behind you guys?
He was right. So it was like we were here and he was the
like
row
catty corner?
across. Yeah. And in front.
Oh, in front. Okay. I was in an exit row with nobody in my middle seat. So I had just all the fucking space.
Yeah. And I had Ant in the window seat so I could just do whatever the fuck I wanted, which was Reed. So.
Which was Reed Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll be your friend. I'll be your best friend.
Let's move to some news and Kickstarters.
Yeah, and then I didn't get home till like 7:30, 8 o'clock, and then I was like, all right, time for fucking work, which I just came from today.
Why didn't you get home so early?
I got like dropped off at like 7:30.
Oh, actually, that probably tracks.
Yeah.
I didn't get home till 8.
Yeah.
I stopped to get torchies on the way home because I was hungry. And
Yeah,
there was no food in the
I went to
house.
Illegal Pete's to go get food like immediately as I got home. I dropped all my shit off and was like, all right, I need gas. I need to get fucking food in me. Because we hadn't eaten since Lardo's, which was a very good sandwich.
Lardo's was a very good sandwich shop. I wish I had been more hungry.
Yeah.
At Lardo's.
It's because in their fries they put little fried pieces of like
lard,
fat /
like
lard.
big lard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
In their deep fried fries.
Oh man, so fucking good.
Not for ants.
Yeah, yeah. We were like, you could probably pick around and find it. He's like, dude, it was literally fried in the same oil. Like,
Yeah.
there's no picking around it.
I got some non-lard fries for him that he could eat.
So
First up on news, Netflix is creating a Exploding Kittens series as well as a new app, but this will be a Mike Judge Exploding Kittens TV series.
Yeah, starring Tom Ellis from Lucifer and Lucy Liu.
Yeah.
Like, just so much about this makes zero sense to me.
The app will, I mean, next year will be when the show comes out, but the app is supposed to come out earlier.
Are they like voicing something?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's animated, I believe. I guess I didn't actually specifically see. But it's got to be because the main characters are God and the devil who get sent back to Earth in the form of chunky cats.
Okay.
Tom Ellis, he better be playing the devil.
I would assume.
Yeah.
Although it would be very funny if he wasn't. Just
that he was God, and it's just like, man, talk about a fucking archetype switch.
Live long enough to see yourself, die as the devil, or live long enough to see yourself become God, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah, it seems like they got some good folks to work on it. We'll see what happens.
You said Mike Judd was the one.
Like Judge
Judge
of Beavis and Butthead fame and
King of the Hill?
Office Space.
Okay, Office Space, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
King of the Hill.
But yeah, so that'll be super, super fucking weird.
Yeah, maybe Netflix will have something worth paying $20 a fucking month for.
It is getting ludicrously expensive.
Yeah.
And then they have an app now that plays just like the game.
I mean, they have that already.
Oh,
exists.
now they have it on Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix has its own like
version
TV app.
Oh,
space,
one
sphere,
of those. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, you can play the app on the fucking TV.
Yeah. Whatever. It's weird and I don't fully understand it.
Which is why I don't like it.
Correct.
Last up on news, Stonemaier Games has announced a new
Viticulture
expansion.
Yeah. I'd call it an expansion. The
I've seen
title
it
on this sucks.
I've seen it called Addition and Expansion in different spots. When Viticulture World, it's going to be a co-op thing in the winemaking board game. I don't know if it's called Viticulture World. It's going to add co-op and an Automa into the game.
Yeah, and the Automa is a co-op player, so if you want to play by yourself, you have the game playing with you as a friend.
Yes, it's gonna support both the other expansions. So, AKA the Essential Edition in Tuscany.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Basically, like you're competing. The way it mentions like regions of the world, and then also Charterstone, because gotta get
it
that
looks like, I think
cross-promo.
it's like 7 different scenarios, or
essentially, yeah.
depending on which continent you're on, and then including Charterstone, like you said.
And I think it's something about like trying to make the wine from your region more popular than like whatever the booze that they're making in that region are. So like you want everyone in your, I don't remember where viticulture set. Maybe
Tuscany
Portugal, France.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're trying to make French wine be better than other wine, I think, is the
other
big
French
theme.
wine. So it's like different parts of it. And so for this one, it would seem like, oh, you're doing it in North America, South America, Antarctica. I don't know if that, it says 7 continents. So
Well, one of them is Charterstone.
yeah. And so then they took out Australia, obviously, to keep Antarctica, because that's where the best wine is, I've
There you
heard.
go.
So
Yes, grapes grow notoriously well in Antarctica.
yeah, and tundra and permafrost and
As
all
someone
that.
that's recently reading Project Hail Mary.
Antarctica might be in trouble soon.
Soon.
Yeah.
I just assume that what happens in Project Hail Mary is going to happen in real life.
Why not? Let's just fuck it.
Yep.
Even if A isn't happening, let's just make B happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just do it, man.
Well, we need the astrophage to do like anything else in that series. It's key.
Yes. That is the MacGuffin that makes the series happen.
Need some way to store a bunch of energy and go faster than the speed of light? Just make up a MacGuffin.
That's
Anyway,
spoiler alert.
that's
Jesus.
it for you figure out pretty damn fast that it's not faster than light. That's a lie. Anyhow, that's it for news.
Slower than light. It's a regular.
It is.
It's just a regular old engine, is apparent.
It's literally almost everything that's not light. So it's
All right.
99 point
Yeah.
infinity amount of time and space. First up on Kickstarters, we have Reaper Bones 6, over $1 million of its original laughable $30,000 goal. Over 7,000 backers. About a week left to pledge this one, which you can for $125.
Indeed you can. So I and Anthony have already backed this because we are whores for minis.
yeah.
Actually, we're the opposite. We give lots of money away to get minis. We don't get money for giving.
You're
away
the
minis.
Johns.
We're the Johns of minis. Anyhow, yeah. So I haven't looked at this actually since the beginning. I was just like, yeah, fuck it, I'm in.
There's bee folk. There's a murder hornet.
Yeah, tons and tons of minis, as is always the case. They don't have it up at the top anymore, which is, I don't know, fine. A bunch of dragons, wolves, all kinds of add-ons and things they always have. That's one of the expansions that you can order that will be unlocked later. Do main stuff.
A lot
Core
of
set, there it is.
zombies and town guards. And
Actual like player character ones. I think that must have been a complaint they got in the past, that they keep doing all these monster ones, but then nobody has minis to like let people play. So because they've been doing a lot of like NPC and or like class-based stuff recently, I feel like.
Gotcha.
I do like this one. It feels like it's different from stuff I have, which will be nice. Although it was zombies, I don't need zombies. I took so many of my Zombicide zombies, especially from Black Plague, and turned them into D&D zombies. So,
Gotcha.
ooh, ant infestation will be nice. I just saw that one. Spiders are one I had from the last set that I'm about to get to use in my D&D campaign.
How many different sets have you gotten, or how many different of these campaigns have you backed?
I have backed 2. I've gotten 3 sets. So I did find one set where I could buy almost the entire base pledge for a very reasonable price.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so I did that, and then I backed 6, and then now 7.
Oh, this was 6.
5 and then 6.
fuck.
Did Ant back all of them?
This drift.
Oh,
lurker.
I
He's
bet-
backed so many of
I
them.
bet
Yeah.
absolutely.
This drift lurker down here at the bottom is pretty fucking sweet. I've been wanting some kind of a
Langolier.
beholder. Also Langolier. It's definitely more of a Langolier.
It looks
than
like the thing from Doom, Caco Demon. It looks like a Caco Demon.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. I'll buy that. Unicorn Bunny apparently for Happy Easter. There you go, Unicorn Bunny.
Happy Easter, Xbox.
Bunch of minis. If you know what Reaper minis are, you know what they are. It's a shit ton of minis for hundreds of dollars. If you don't know what Reaper minis are, then you're probably not interested in this shitload of minis that they have.
Do it. Don't do it.
Don't fall down the hole that I did. So moving on, next Kickstarter. Before I just scroll through that all night long.
Good. And endlessly. Next up is Paradox Initiative. Just funded 44,000 of its $30,000 goal, just under 800 backers, about a week left to go, which you can get it for $69.
Indeed. I think Jake from Draft Mechanic was super excited for this one as well.
Okay.
Not that Draft Mechanic's really a thing anymore. But.
I think their last episode was September 2020.
Yeah.
He recently came on the Slack and was like, how do people play board games anymore?
Yeah. And he commented in booze a little bit, I think, or something.
Yes, yeah, he did.
Anyway, Paradox Initiative. So this is based off of an older game called Paradox.
Designer.
Yeah, same designer. Basically the same game. It's basically like Paradox 2.0.
But with Elf Creek's real fancy components.
Yeah. So they have improved the components and have streamlined the gameplay to make it significantly less fiddly from what I understand. That was like one of the biggest complaints about the other one. So you play scientists who are trying to, you've built a paradox engine and you're trying to harness paradox things through time, which you do by like capturing the ends of wormholes, kind of, but it also like closes those wormholes and destroys them in the process. So you can either like try to preserve worlds on the timeline or destroy them depending on like what your specific goals kind of are. I don't remember seeing a huge, great playthrough thing of how to actually play.
You're sort of just drafting your cards, which are your various tech/player powers, and then you can flip a switch on your Paradox console instead of drafting. Basically, it gives you choices instead of having to draft. And then you have a 5x5 grid of your Paradox engine that you're swapping symbols to make similar color/shaped rows.
Yeah, so you want color, you want groups of the colors, but you can only swap shapes. And so,
Candy Crushing it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you have a certain amount of time to do that.
Yep. And then you have like a timeline that your cards will move on, and you have to score them before it moves off the timeline, basically.
Yep.
Because your cards will destabilize with the glitch marker.
Yes. Which is a big honking thing that moves around the board. So, I don't know. Yeah, it seems kind of interesting. Some people that I know, like Jake, were super excited about it.
I backed it, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
It seems like they have a small army of artists for the game to make all of their different paradox planets and universes, etc.
Yeah, the mats that you can get, they'll have like 20 different ones from these different artists. And the $135 pledge is you can get like 4 of them. So that's what I did because I was like, those mats look good. And so at least a couple of images I saw looked good.
I feel like I would already know for sure that I'd probably be getting Earth from Vincent Dutrait and Halcyon. I've seen that word a lot, but I've never actually heard it.
The Earth stuff
Soul.
looks good. Click on it. Can you click on it?
I think so. It'll take us to a whole new page.
Yeah.
A whole new.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Vincent Dutrait stuff well enough.
Same here. Was the other one in there then too? Or can you?
Earth looks fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's the future.
Well, that's true.
I do find it funny. One of the pledges is you can get all 20 of the play mats if you want. Just to have all of the different images.
Yeah. And they've got a bunch more that have been announced, like Ryan Lockett's on here. Tool. I can't wait to see the Tool one. But they're doing them as like, daily releases and stuff. So that you gotta keep following along. Quan Chi Moria, that'll probably be a good one. So definitely intrigued by this one. I don't know if I can quite justify paying a bunch of money just to get play mats, but
just make Zach do it.
Well, maybe I'll talk Zach into going even higher so that we can get more play mats, and I'll just subsidize that. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
Because they're play mats for this game, right? So
yes.
they're probably outlined for this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Disappointed. Love to get them just like a mouse pad, like artwork.
I mean, just because there's an outline there doesn't mean you have to.
Definitely detracts from it, though. Anyway, last up on Kickstarter.
Last up on Kickstarter, we have The Dark Quarter. Very well funded, $608,000 of its $81,000 goal, just under 6,000 backers, and just under 2 weeks left to pledge, which you can for $151.
Do you like
Miniatures?
Do you like cosmic horror? And do you like app-assisted board games? Basically, do you like Mansions of Madness 2nd Edition? If the answer is yes, then you're probably going to like this game.
I wish you don't have to say these things. You know that, right?
So
You can just add this to the stack of other games like that you have even yet to play.
Correct. Yeah.
So in Welcome to Dark Orleans, you are members of the Beaumont Agency.
Did I call it the Dark Quarter?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You said Welcome to Dark Orleans.
Well, because they keep saying Dark Orleans.
Yeah.
Orleans.
I thought I got the name wrong, and I was like, no, you are the one who was wrong.
Yeah, well, so in the Dark Quarter, it takes place in the Dark Quarter of Dark New Orleans, basically, and it's in the 1980s. I was thinking of that house being built in the 1880s.
Yes.
But basically, there's a big murder, and so the detectives feel like they can't solve it, so they pass it off to the detective agency of you. And you play through a bunch of scenarios moving around the Dark Quarter of Dark New Orleans, solving mysteries and completing different parts of the scenario, like tell a cohesive narrative. It is a free and open world, like so you can follow the steps of the narrative. You can also just go check out other things. It is app based, so like there's a lot of things that who you talk to and how you deal with them can drastically affect the narrative and who's like on your side. And like it talks about don't burn bridges, either figuratively or literally. So you can have a lot of effects on the game world around you. Your characters can level up and get better in different skills and things like that as you play through all the different missions. 30,000 words so far for the first scenario.
A lot of words.
Story.
So this is from Lucky Duck Games, who have previously done Chronicles of Crime and
A lot of app games.
Yes.
Fruit Ninja, Kingdom Rush, Jetpack Joyride. I think Kingdom Rush actually ended up being pretty well received. The Time of Legends Destinies, which I think is still not delivered, or if it is, I've never fucking heard of it. But yeah, Chronicles of Crime is their, I think, biggest series.
Yeah.
But they have a bunch of those folks that did scenarios on Chronicles of Crime doing scenarios for this game.
Okay. Yeah. A lot of the stretch goals include things like, double layer player boards and stuff to track like all your little cubes for your skills and stuff as you level up and grow.
There's a bunch of more add-ons for different detective scenarios.
Expansions and things like that.
We the Damned, where werewolves capture a vampire and you have to help get the casket girl free.
Yeah.
They have their own little noir terms for everything.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All of the consumables have a QR code that you scan into the app when you use them that can affect like what you're doing. It's like if you're stuck at a door, you can scan a QR code for like a crowbar and get bonuses and things, or give somebody some rum when you're having a conversation with them. And I don't know, hopefully they're not a prude and get mad at you for offering them rum in the middle of a random conversation. Or maybe they're lush and then they drink your rum and like you more. I don't know. Who can say?
Who knows?
And then the other kind of cool thing is they say they are going to eventually release a community editor to allow people to make custom scenarios with all of the stuff.
That'd be
so
cool.
if that comes to fruition, then being able to see some like community missions and stuff might be really awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I think most everything from the Dark Quarter.
Yeah.
Lots of monster minis and all kinds of stuff. Like I said, Mansions of Madness, but in 1981 New Orleans instead of 1940s New England.
And it'll never come out. See you 2024, everyone.
That brings us over to some listener feedback, where we've got 2 bits of listener feedback, starting with an email.
Emails at milehighgameguys.com if you would like to send us an email, like Alex from Wisconsin has, titled My Second. For some reason he starts it, "Hey Alex."
No, you're reading my reply to him.
You replied?
Yes.
Oh, that's why. Good.
What
I
a
was
weird.
that would
what a
be super
weirdo.
weird.
Replying to emails?
No.
No.
We don't do that here.
No.
Anyways, my second, not RE. Hello, Mile High Game Guys. This is now only my second email to the podcast, both to you, to a podcast, both to. We are the only podcast he has emailed.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes, this is Alex from Wisco. Yes, Widco is for Wisconsin.
But what's Wisco for?
Yeah, I don't know. With that, it probably doesn't seem like too long since I emailed you the first time, just a few weeks maybe. But for me, it's been roughly 91 hours of MHGG, air quotes, content.
Yep, that sounds right.
So it seems much longer.
Yeah.
But alas, here why are the reason.
I mean, we can see that the time, the dedication has just warped the brain.
Yes. Also, all the drinking in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
The reason for a follow-up email, I did have to jump ahead to briefly listen to your response to my email, so a return email must have been lost in spam. I appreciate...
He specifically in his first email asked us, "Hey, I'm listening to your episodes. It'll be a while before I get to the one where you read this. Please email me your recommendations. Don't just read them on air." And then we didn't.
Yeah. I appreciate the recommendations. I do have Prelude for Terraforming Mars. I guess I just thought that was a given everyone had. Harry Potter deck building for now on my list, as my kids are huge fans, and my wife and I will likely appreciate the gameplay. And I did just recently get lucky and pick up Pandemic brand new in shrink at a local thrift store for $5.99.
Nice.
It's a pretty good deal for a Pandemic.
I do not know if you ever take requests for reviews. However, I will ask anyways, as I truly do value your opinions. Hence, I am at episode 127, quickly catching, slowly but surely swimming through the never-ending vastness of MHGG content. Back to the point. I would love to hear your opinions on a few games it does not appear you have ever reviewed or possibly played. Survive, Escape from Atlantis. The expansion isn't necessary, although the new dice do make the game better. I've certainly never played it.
I may have played it once, but it would be pre-pandemic, so who knows?
Yeah. I think given how kind and honest you all are with each other, a game where you share boats with other players to get to safety, only to have someone sacrifice themselves to kill their opponent's meeples by the way of sea monster or shark seems like something you might find entertaining.
Now, that kind word must be a typo as well, right?
I think it's heavy sarcasm.
Yeah.
Well, wait till you see us play Jaws live on stream.
Yeah, that's a great episode.
Yeah.
Jeff just slowly descended into misery.
Yes, quickly descended into misery. Also, Disney Haunted Mansion. If for no other reason than my kid got it for Christmas and I avoided playing it because it doesn't look much good.
But it didn't look like much because it didn't look like much. But after a few plays, I really enjoy it.
Yes. For its simplicity, and yet its ability to play, to build a strategy for yourself and against other players. Well, that's all for now. I'm sure your return email will get lost in spam again, so I will have to travel forward to the future from episode 127 to hear what you have to say. So until meet time, this is Alex from Wisco, the land of best craft beer and white cheddar cheese curds, signing off. As always, continue doing your best content.
Having spent a lot of time in Wisconsin recently, I can confirm that their cheese curds are good.
Mm-hmm.
I will not necessarily concede the best craft beer, especially not after going to Portland. It was so nice to be back on the West Coast in a land where they still make West Coast IPAs and not just hazy, juicy, fruity bullshit.
I mean, they did.
also make hazy, juicy, fruity bullshit.
Yes.
That's why I
They
said
did
not
also do
just.
that. Yeah.
But yes, so I did reply to him, mostly to point out that I did start the return email, and the date on it in the draft folder was February 27th, which was the day before I started my new job, and then my world exploded. So that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
All right.
I even have a note still downstairs where I sat down to craft the email that has all of our recommendations. I wrote them down as we recorded that episode.
Well, if I know anything, notes are timestamped, so we could easily see whenever you wrote that.
Not anything other than specifically show notes are timestamped. But anyway, thank you, Alex, for the second email. Unfortunately, we have not done a review in years. So I'm not sure we will actually get to those reviews, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But maybe. We've talked about trying to get back into doing reviews.
Maybe if certain people didn't go away for weeks at a time.
When I'm done traveling for work, we can probably figure something out. Also, I don't want to go back to having to try and play a game like 3 times in 1 week so that we can review it that week. I want to try and space things out a little bit more sanely.
We could review We Care very easily.
You guys could. I haven't played it, so.
Yeah.
I also want to review things I enjoy and can talk positively about. But anyway, that's it for the emails.
Emails at milehighgameguys.com.
We did also have a comment over on the YouTubes. This is from our MHGG Experience Watch the Skies episode. Daniel wrote, "Shame that COVID thoroughly executed the Mega Games community. Can't wait to get involved once that gets started up again." Which, yeah, I didn't even consider about how Mega Games really don't work in a COVID world.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you found a big open enough area that was well ventilated, you'd probably be fine now. Make people wear masks. Don't let Jeff drink an entire case of Big Bad Baptist.
I think it was out of this.
It was.
Yeah.
It was pretty impressive how you just got progressively more and more drunk,
Oh, yeah.
and our decisions got more and more belligerent as a team the longer that
It's a
went
good thing
on.
we were winning pretty hard. So,
Yeah.
China,
China number 1 popular.
number 1 popular.
Stayed back, and we just took over the world. It was great.
That is it for listener feedback. If you'd like to get a hold of us, you can send us an email.
Emails at milehighgameguys.com.
You can find us over on Twitter, where I tweet under at MHGameGuys.
I am Zach_MHGG.
I am Jeff_MHGG.
We also have an Instagram account at MHGameGuys. We are on Facebook, facebook.com/MHGameGuys. We have a Board Game Geek Guild number 2731, where you can send us messages. I do get notifications for those, so I don't always check them super regularly, but they exist. And then you can join our Slack channel, and the best way to do that is to find a link to our show notes somewhere.
I mean, basically wherever you're listening to.
Well, yeah.
They're on there, so.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair and accurate.
Yeah.
They should have show notes, and if not, message us on one of those other ways, and we'll just send you a link. We freely distribute links to join the Slack channel. It is free, and it is a great way to hang out and interact with us and chat about all kinds of bullshit. Or if you're coming to Denver, get a hold of us and be like, "Hey, you want to play a game, or get a beer, or get food, or give recommendations on where to do any of those things without you." We'll still give you good recommendations. We're friendly that way.
Mm-hmm.
Go
Go to Black Sky. Their beer is the best. Make sure you drink all of it.
Yeah, but don't eat their pizza. It's really bad.
Yeah,
Instead, you want to go to Papa John's. It's the best pizza in Denver.
We're playing opposite world today.
Anyway, that's it for this episode. It is 8:30, which means I probably have at least another hour that I can squeeze in some more Half-Life Alyx.
Whoa.
So I'm going to go do that. Y'all have a good night. Thank you so much for listening. As always, I've been your host, Adrian.
I am still Zach.
And I'm happy birthday tomorrow, Jeff.
Oh, fuck me. Happy birthday, Jeff.
Happy birthday.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy birthday.